The streets of Crumlin, Dublin were a world away from the bright lights of Las Vegas. Here in this unassuming neighborhood, dreams were often modest, and ambitions were tempered by the harsh realities of everyday life. But for one young boy, the narrow streets and humble surroundings were the backdrop to a much larger vision. At age 12, Conor signed up for boxing lessons at the Crumlin Boxing Club. It was here that he first tasted the discipline and rigor of combat sports. But it was at Straight Blast Gym Dublin where his athletic talent was truly recognized and nurtured by John Kavanagh, the club's head coach. Conor wasn't built for a life of 9 to 5. The routine of a regular job held no appeal for him. He craved something more, something that would challenge him and allow him to fully express his potential. But the path was far from easy. His talent was raw, undeniable. John noticed it from the very beginning. It was clear that he had something special. His natural ability and a reach of 74 inches were significant advantages over most opponents. But talent alone wouldn't be enough. In the early days, Conor wasn't always so dedicated. He would come in, do a few classes, and then disappear for a while. He was going down the wrong path, distracted by the temptations of youth. But everything changed when Conor's mother reached out to Coach Kavanagh, asking for his help. John knew the talent Conor possessed and managed to convince him to put everything he had into his training. It was a turning point. Conor's struggles and determination began to shape him into the fighter he would become, setting the stage for his epic rise. Cage Warriors was his proving ground. It was here that Conor McGregor began to carve out his path, a journey that would take him from obscurity to global stardom. Each bout was a test, each opponent a stepping stone, a platform to showcase his skills to the world. His striking was sharp, his movements fluid. Every punch, every kick was a statement. He was not just fighting, he was performing, and the world was starting to take notice. Each fight was a step closer to his ultimate goal, the UFC, the dream of every mixed martial artist, the pinnacle of the sport. Conor knew that to get there, he had to be relentless, he had to be unstoppable. His confidence was infectious, his striking precise and devastating. Victory followed victory. Each win was a testament to his hard work, his dedication, and his unyielding belief in himself. He wasn't just winning, he was dominating. His opponents were left in awe, the crowd in a frenzy. Conor McGregor was not just a fighter, he was a phenomenon. He finished fights with an artistry that was both brutal and beautiful. His knockouts were swift, his victories decisive. Each fight was a masterpiece, a display of skill and power that left no doubt about his prowess. The UFC beckoned, the ultimate stage where the best of the best competed. Conor knew that this was his destiny, the place where he would cement his legacy. April 6, 2013. Marcus Brimage stood across the octagon, unaware he was about to become another highlight reel victim. 67 seconds. That's all it took. In just over a minute, Conor McGregor had made his mark. The notorious Conor McGregor had arrived. His victory was not just a win, it was a statement, a declaration that he was here to stay, and he was here to conquer. He backed up his bravado with devastating results. Every fight was an event, every press conference a spectacle. He got into his opponents' heads, playing mind games with masterful precision. They called him cocky, arrogant, delusional. He called it confidence. Dustin Poirier, Max Holloway, Diego Brandao all fell victim to the McGregor hype train. He predicted the round, the method of victory, and with unnerving accuracy, he delivered. The doubters were silenced, one knockout at a time. His star power transcended the sport. He was a global icon. Fans were drawn to his charisma, his fighting style, his unwavering self-belief. He was selling out arenas, breaking pay-per-view records. He was unstoppable at featherweight. No one could touch him. The name Conor McGregor was on everyone's lips. But success breeds envy. Conor thrived on proving his doubters wrong. He was about to etch his name into the history books. The featherweight division was his for the taking. Jose Aldo, the long-reigning champion, stood in his way. The build-up was electric. The trash talk, relentless. McGregor's psychological warfare was in full swing, and Aldo, despite his stoic demeanor, seemed to be feeling the pressure. The anticipation for the fight reached a fever pitch. 13 seconds. That's all it took. McGregor delivered a knockout blow that stunned the world. The fight was over almost as soon as it began, leaving fans in awe of McGregor's prowess. One perfectly placed left hook. It was a thing of beauty, a testament to McGregor's precision and power. The punch landed with surgical accuracy, and Aldo, the once invincible champion, was sent crashing to the canvas. The king had been dethroned. McGregor's victory was a seismic shift in the UFC landscape. The featherweight division had a new ruler, and his name was Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor was the undisputed featherweight champion of the world. He wasn't done yet. With the featherweight title secured, McGregor's ambitions grew even larger. He set his sights on the lightweight division, eager to make history once again. He wanted to be the first fighter to hold 2 UFC titles simultaneously. It was a bold goal, but McGregor thrived on defying expectations. The prospect of making history drove him to push his limits even further. Eddie Alvarez stood in his way. The lightweight champion was a formidable opponent, known for his toughness and resilience. The stage was set for another epic showdown. The fight was a masterclass in striking. McGregor's precision and timing were on full display as he picked apart Alvarez with a series of devastating blows. Each punch landed with pinpoint accuracy, showcasing McGregor's exceptional skill. The referee stepped in, waving off the fight in the second round. History had been made. McGregor had achieved his goal, becoming the first fighter to hold 2 UFC titles simultaneously. Conor McGregor was a 2-weight world champion. It was a historic moment, a testament to his skill, determination, and unyielding self-belief. He had reached a pinnacle that few could even dream of. Conor McGregor changed the sport of MMA and the UFC. He brought a new following to the sport with his charisma and brashness. He brought entertainment to the sport, and the UFC reached new heights under him. Regardless of what McGregor has done outside of the cage, no one can take away what he has achieved inside of it. He was the first fighter to hold 2 UFC titles simultaneously. His impact on the sport is undeniable. McGregor's fights became must-see events, drawing in fans from all corners of the globe. His ability to captivate audiences was second to none. He transcended the sport, becoming a global icon. But beyond the glitz and glamour, McGregor's legacy is built on hard work, dedication, and an unrelenting belief in himself. He showed the world what could be achieved with a dream and the determination to make it a reality. It really is true, there's only one Conor McGregor, and I don't see anyone coming close to what he has achieved in the sport. McGregor's journey from a young fighter in Dublin to a 2-weight world champion is a story of inspiration, a testament to the power of belief and the pursuit of greatness. As the Notorious continues to write his story, one thing is certain: his legacy in the world of combat sports will endure for generations to come.